Hey, C-News family, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into the kind of royal drama that's actually good for the soul. No crowns required. Picture this. The sun's dipping low over New York City, the air's got that crisp October bite, and bam, Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex roll up to the Project Healthy Minds World Mental Health Day gala like they own the night. Not in some stuffy horse-drawn carriage, mind you, but looking sharp, grounded and ready to chat about the stuff that keeps us all up at night. Our brains. Yeah, you heard that right. While the rest of the world is scrolling through doom feeds, these two are out here turning the spotlight on mental health. And C-News, isn't it about time we celebrated folks who show up for the real fights? Let's set the scene for you, because if you're anything like me, you need visuals to get hyped. The gala's this swanky yet soulful affair at some rooftop spot overlooking the Hudson. Think twinkling lights, tables groaning under fancy apps that aren't just pretty but probably gluten-free too. And in walk Harry and Meghan. Harry's rocking that effortless ginger vibe, all smiles and that signature scruff that screams "I woke up like this." But with purpose. Meghan. Oh, she's serving looks and heart in equal measure, that sleek black number hugging her like it knows she's about to drop truth bombs. They weren't fashionably late. They were right on time, because when you're fighting for heads and hearts, punctuality is your superpower. C-News fam, raise your coffee mugs to that. Clink. Now why does this matter? Because World Mental Health Day isn't some Hallmark holiday with balloons and bad poetry. It's October 10th, the day the world pauses to admit that yeah, life's a circus, and sometimes the clowns are us. Project Healthy Minds? That's Richard Davidson's brainchild. Literal brainchild, since the guy's a neuroscientist who spent decades mapping out how to rewire our noggins for happiness. No capes, no spells, just science meets compassion. Who better to champion it than Harry and Meghan, who've turned their own rollercoaster lives into a blueprint for bouncing back? Remember, these two didn't just wake up one day and decide to play therapist. Harry's been at it since his mum Diana showed the world how to hug strangers and make them feel seen. Meghan? She's been lifting voices since before she could spell royalty, from her blog days dishing on everything from feminism to fairy bread. But here's the tea, C-News, and I say this with a wink and a side eye. While Harry's out here honoring his mum's legacy by tackling the invisible scars of war and loss through his Invictus games, and Meghan's pouring her Hollywood hustle into Archwell to make sure no kid feels alone in the echo chamber of social media, what are the other royals up to? Oh right, baking scones in a palace kitchen for a charity bake-off. Don't get me wrong, cookies are cute, and hey, who doesn't love a royal with flour on their nose? But come on, if you're next in line for the throne, maybe swap the mixing bowl for a megaphone on mental health. It's like showing up to a fire with a garden hose full of sprinkles. Sarcasm aside, okay, maybe not fully, Harry's been crystal clear. Losing Diana wrecked him, turned him into a teen who punched walls and numbed out. Now? He's the guy turning that pain into power, funding programs that get vets and first responders talking before they hit rock bottom. And Meghan? She's the one saying, hey, girl in the mirror, your anxiety isn't a flaw, it's a signal. Together, they're not just attending galas, they're igniting conversations that stick. Flashback for a sec because context is queen. Wait, no, context is the boss without the tiara. Back in 2019, when the world was still figuring out what Sussex meant beyond a county in England, Harry and Meghan launched their mental health initiative at a Buckingham Palace garden party. No stiff upper lips there. It was raw, real talk about how grief doesn't clock out after a year. Fast forward to now, 2025. And they're not dialing it back. This gala. It's their love letter to the cause, rubbing elbows with mindfulness gurus, celeb advocates, and everyday warriors who've clawed their way through the fog. I bet Harry's cracking jokes about his royal therapy sessions being mandatory tea times, while Meghan's charming the room with stories from her Suits days, because nothing says mental health pro like surviving Hollywood's Shark Tank with your empathy intact. C-News, let's get personal for a hot minute. You know that friend who ghosts when life's heavy? Or the family dinner where no one asks, how's your headspace? That's the void Harry and Meghan are filling, one event at a time. Take their Heads Together campaign. Okay, fine, it evolved, but the spirit's alive in everything they touch. They're not whispering sweet nothings to paps for clicks. They're building apps, funding hotlines, and partnering with orgs like this one to make therapy as accessible as your morning latte. And get this. At the gala, Harry's slated to share how Invictus isn't just about Paralympic sports. It's therapy on steroids, with yoga sessions that make grown soldiers giggle like kids. Meghan? She's probably geeking out over the latest in compassionate AI. Because why not use tech to hug your brain when Siri can't? Joke break. Because even mental health chats need levity. Imagine if the Windsors ran on Sussex rules. Charles in a circle of trust, spilling about his fox hunting fails. William leading a group chant, I am enough, even if I can't juggle corgis. Camilla moderating with a biscuit tray but make it mindful munching. Ha! But seriously, C-News viewers, Harry's got that everyman charm. Remember when he admitted on a podcast that fatherhood hit him like a freight train of joy mixed with, what if I screw this up? Panic? Relatable much? Meghan's no different. She's blogged about the isolation of new mom life, turning her vulnerability into a virtual support group for millions. They're proof that you don't need a scepter to sway the world. Just sincerity and a killer playlist for those dark days. Diving deeper into the gala vibes, because I could geek out on this all day. Project Healthy Minds isn't your average feel-good fest. It's got TED-level talks on neuroplasticity. Fancy talk for your brain can learn new tricks even after 40. Harry's all in, fresh off a trip where he surprised Invictus athletes with surprise visits, because nothing boosts morale like your prince showing up unannounced with high fives. Meghan's been hustling on the women's side, amplifying voices from Ukraine to the global south, reminding us that mental health isn't a luxury. It's load-bearing infrastructure for society. And at this event? Expect panels on everything from eco-anxiety, thanks climate doom-scrolling, to digital detoxes that actually work, not just delete your apps and pray. But let's pause for the peanut gallery's peanut gallery. The haters who'll tweet, sorry X, whatever, that it's all PR. Oh honey, if photo ops were currency, half of Hollywood would be bankrupt. Harry's been at this since he was 12, laying flowers for Diana while the world watched. Meghan? She's donated millions through Archewell quietly, without the fanfare. This gala? It's not a red carpet strut, it's a rally cry. They're mingling with survivors, not just selfies with stars. Sarcastic sidebar. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, palace, some folks are still debating if tiaras count as therapy. Spoiler. They don't. They just give you a headache from the weight. C-News, hit me with your thoughts, drop a comment. Who's your mental health hero? Because for me, it's these two, striding into a room full of heavy hitters and making it feel like a cozy coffee clatch. Harry's got that boyish grin that says, I've been there mate, and Meghan's got the glow of someone who's turned imposter syndrome into imposter, you're fired. Together, they're a dynamic duo that's ditched the dukedom drama for do-gooder deeds. And on a night like this, with the city lights winking approval, it's electric. They're not working royals anymore, sure, but who's counting hours when you're clocking impact? Not me, and neither should you. Expanding on their ripple effect, because honestly, one gala doesn't make a movement, but it definitely fuels it. Harry's Centabale, his baby for Lesotho's kids orphaned by AIDS, weaves mental health into every single program. Imagine this, soccer fields where therapy actually happens between goals. Meghan's got her podcast game strong too, interviewing folks who've turned trauma into triumph, like that episode with a chef who literally baked through bereavement. See? Cookies can help, if they're baked with intention, not just Instagram filters. At the gala, they're likely toasting to metrics that matter, reduced suicide rates in veteran communities, more kids in schools feeling seen instead of sidelined. It's not flashy, it's foundational. And let's not forget the laughs they bring to the table. Harry's got that dry British wit. Picture him quipping, mental health? It's like polo, but without the horses and with way more feelings. Meghan? She's the one rolling her eyes fondly, adding, and fewer bruises, thank God. It's that banter that humanizes them, makes you forget the titles and remember the team. C-News, if you're watching this on your commute, crank it up. Let their energy seep into your day. Because, honestly, in a world that's 24/7 overload, these two are the reset button we didn't even know we needed. As the evening unfolds, speeches flow like fine wine. Harry may be sharing a story from his memoir, Spare, about the therapy epiphany that totally flipped his script. I thought stiff upper lip was the cure, he'd say. Turns out, talking's the real stiffener. For resilience, that is. Groans and giggles ensue. Meghan follows, weaving in her American optimism. We've got the science, the stories, and the stubbornness to say, "Not on our watch," to silence. The crowd eats it up because it's not rehearsed royalty, it's real talk from road-tested pros. We're just warming up, CNews. They're not in it for applause, they're in it because they've lived the alternative, numbness, isolation, the whole nine. And honestly, in a year like 2025, with AI therapists on the rise and burnout at all-time highs, we need their North Star more than ever. So, here's to Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. The duo proving that ditching the drama doesn't dim your drive. They arrived at that gala not as spectacles, but as sparks. And CNews fam, let's carry that flame. Check in with a friend, hug your own headspace, and remember, helping isn't about the crown, it's about the courage. What's your takeaway tonight? Hit us up because this conversation, it's just getting started.